Hello everybody, so this is Nikki Ankara here with episode 3 of Children, Fast Track to Enlightenment. What? I'm not going to do a weird song right now. I am in the beautiful Antelope Valley watching the sunset. My favorite time of day here. And wintertime is also my favorite time here. I don't like being here in the summer. It's like 100 and death degrees. That's a Joshua tree. I love Joshua trees though. Okay, so the topic I want to talk about today is chores. Work. Many people hate work, complain, exhausted by them. Chores. Oh my God. Doing another load of laundry, another pile of dishes. You just did the dishes and now there's another pile of dishes. It's like over the span of 3 hours, like you do your dishes and then you cook dinner and then you eat dinner and then at the end the whole sink is filled with dishes again. And you're just like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do dishes for the 100 millionth time. And then it hit me, as these things do. I think most of my episodes are gonna, intro is gonna be, and then it hit me. It was, one of those situations where I think I'd done just so many dishes and ran the dishwasher 2 times in a day. You think like once should be enough, but when you're a family of 5 and you have the day that you decide to cook, let's not even mention the day you decide to bake, Lord. It gets overwhelming, but it did hit me in the mix of it all when I realized there are great lessons in the way God created the human being. Being human requires, absolutely 100% requires some kind of chore. Now, if you think about cavemen, we had to hunt. We still had to take care of ourselves. We had to learn about hygiene and clothing and food, how to properly care for food, water, how to properly care for water. You don't poop in the same stream you drink from, that kind of stuff. It's conscious mindfulness about taking care of yourself and your land, because if you don't take care of yourself and your home, you can breed illness. Breeding illness and bringing in pests are like the 2 main, kind of base level of your Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid that you don't want to have. Especially back then, you got some infection and you didn't have like an antibiotic or something to save you. Granted, you don't always need antibiotics to be saved. But that's another video. But we require chores. And think about it. Think about from your hunter-gatherer all the way to even now, we still spend a good chunk of our time taking care of our basic needs. And this refers to the bottom of that Maslow pyramid. Taking care of our basic needs, our hygiene, keeping our home clean, keeping our clothes clean, and food. Now, back in the day, or depending on where you live now, there's hunting and gathering and prepping and cleaning up after it and all that kinds of stuff. And that takes a lot of time. Farming takes tons of time, energy, effort. And then, if you go through a drought period or something, you lose everything, or damage, fires, storms, something could take it out. We spend so much energy, especially our ancestors spent so much energy just taking care of the physical needs of the human being. And even now, in modern society, we've got grocery stores and stuff like that. And so going from that perspective, there's still all the farmers and the cow farmers and animals and your fruits and vegetables and the processors who make all kinds of things, whether they're great or not. There's lots of work that goes into filling a grocery store. And then now I speak to the mom or the dad who already lives a busy life, exhausted by this world that we live in, the wonderful rat race, where, you know, we work so much and at the end of the day we sleep 4 hours and we wonder why we die young, or we need lots of drugs because of our depression, anxiety, sleep deprivation, yada yada yada. So we've created this chaos, but in the end we still need to put a lot of effort into taking care of ourselves, into feeding our families, keeping everything clean, hygiene, health, food, how important that stuff is. God created it this way. So that I just pondering that, meditating on how important it is to take care of ourselves and the people around us. First and foremost, yourself. You know, a lot of effort has to go into taking care of you. Getting enough rest, eating well, showering, cleaning your clothes, keeping your house clean relatively, you know, don't bring in pests and stuff, but pests happen, so you take care of it, but, you know, don't make it worse for yourself by painting the walls in tomato sauce. If you have children, your house has been painted in tomato sauce. So, you know, it's important. These things are so important. We can't bypass these. Work is important. So the next step is coming to peace with it, coming to peace with work. And, you know, work can be anything, but let's just take it down to how important it is to take care of ourselves. And everything else, you know, how you do it, the money you make, whatever, however you get your resources is a little more up here. Let's just talk a little bit more about baseline, taking care of yourself. Even your most basic needs still require work, chores, attention, consciousness, love. Love. This is why we do it. When we suffer from depression, one of the first things we do is we stop taking care of ourselves because we stop loving ourselves. We don't feel our self-worth, and when we don't feel our self-worth, we don't want to get out of bed. We don't care if we're sick. In fact, sometimes being sick feels nice because it's like, oh, well, now I have a legit reason to not get up. Now I have a legit reason to ask my mom to make me a pot of soup. You know, I wish I had that. I love my mom's soup. But, you know, we break down and we lose that motivation to keep going. So what I ask people to do, and myself, and reminding myself how important this is, chores are done best when they come from a place of love and enthusiasm about being alive. Enthusiasm about being alive. Let's be excited about it. I clean my house because I'm so grateful I have a house. I love my house. You remember, like, way back in the day, maybe the first time you ever had your first apartment, you bought your first house, even if you rented your first house, but the very first thing, your first car even, how clean did you keep that thing? How much did you care for it? How much did you go into, like, the little things that maybe after you've had it a couple years or a decade or 3 decades, you're just like, you just pass it right by. Care about yourself, your body, like you just got this and you're so excited. And suddenly it doesn't feel like work anymore. It's not exhausting. It's rejuvenating. Doing the dishes for the millionth time means that you have food and you have dishes and you have a sink and you have, so if, you know, you have a place to clean your dishes, so you've got a home of sorts, you've got utensils, you've got, you know, you have the basic requirements to eat dinner, breakfast and lunch, to now have a big pile of dirty dishes. How amazing is that? Ah! I love it. Let it come from a place of joy. The taking care of comes from a place of joy. Chores can come from a place of joy. That is a beautiful gift. So that every day your efforts are going into you. It's an investment in you and an investment in your family. I hope this video has helped you make peace with chores. I know there will still be shitty days, and I hope you will come back to this and just remember there's a beautiful lesson in doing chores, and it is an investment, and it can be fueled by enthusiasm and joy and gratitude and love. Okay? Peace, everybody. I love you. Mwah!